So we continue using quadratic equations. We have another word problem here. And this one says, snowboard half pipes are structures carved into the slope of a ski run where snowboarders perform maneuvers and acrobatics. The paths of the snowboarders as they launch from the half pipe can be modeled by quadratic equations. Suppose the path of the jump of one particular snowboarder can be modeled by the quadratic function h of x is equal to negative 0.1378x squared plus 3.1959x plus 0.0217. And of course you can see that this is a function. This is known as a quadratic function. Where h is the height of the snowboarder above the platform of the half pipe, and x is the distance traveled along the half pipe. So as he goes down the half pipe, he launches into the air. He's still going down the side of the hill, but he's also going up into the air. So how far is he at a particular point as he travels x? If the snowboarder reaches a height of 15 feet above the platform, what length of distance did he travel down the half pipe during the jump? So here we also have the height h of x is equal to 15 feet. At a certain length along the half pipe, that's x, his height is going to be 15 feet. So if his height is 15 feet and his height is also this, we can say that negative 0.1378x squared plus 3.1959 x plus 0.0217, that's the height. When does it equal 15? That's equal to 15. So we're going to use the quadratic formula because obviously we want to solve for x, which is the distance traveled along the half pipe. So we're going to use the quadratic formula to do that. But before we can do that, we're going to put this in standard form. That means it has to equal to 0. So we'll simply subtract 15 from either side. So we're going to have negative 0.1378x squared plus 3.1959x. And when we subtract 15 from either side, we have negative 14.9783. And that's going to be equal to 0. So now we have it in standard form. And of course, we're going to use the quadratic formula. There's no way that we can just factor this straight away. We have to use the formula. And of course, the formula, when our variable is x, that's x is equal to negative b plus or minus, that's our shorthand, the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, and the whole thing is over 2a. So we could see right here, this is a, that's negative 0.1378. Here's b, that's 3.1959. And here is c, that's negative 14.9783. So now using the formula, we'll have x is equal to negative b. So that's going to be negative 3.1959 plus or minus the square root of b squared. So that'll be 3.1959 squared minus 4 times a, and a is negative 0.1378. Times c, and c is negative 14.9783. And of course, this is all over 2a. And a again is negative 0.1378. So now we can start doing the arithmetic. So this is going to be equal to negative 3.1959 plus or minus the square root. Now when we go ahead, and you can certainly use your calculator, so when we go ahead and plug this in our calculator, 3.1959 squared, since our original expression up here, our equation up here, starts off with 4 decimals, we're going to stick with 4 decimals. So when you come up with 3.1959, we're going to round it to 4 decimals. So when we take this and we square it, it comes out to be 10.2138. We then do negative 4 times negative 0.1378, whatever that result is, we multiply that to negative 14.9783. So when we multiply this right here, we're going to come up with a negative result. Negative, negative, negative comes out with a negative result, but negative 4 times negative 0.1378 times negative 14.9783 is negative 8.256. And then this is all over 2 times negative 0.1378, which is negative 0.2756. We then have negative 3.1959 plus or minus the square root. 10.2138 minus 8.256 is 1.9578. And that is all over negative 0.2756. Now we'll go ahead and we'll approximate this. Again, we'll put that in our calculator, and we'll round it to 4 decimals. So it comes out to be negative 3.1959 plus or minus 1.3992. And that's going to be all over negative 0.2756. Now what does this mean? It means that x is equal to negative 3.1959 minus, don't forget this is our shortcut, minus 1.3992 all over negative 0.2756. And this comes out to be negative 4.5951 all over negative 0.2756. And this is approximately equal to, and we use these squiggly equal signs, that means approximately equal to, it's not exactly equal to. And that's approximately equal to 16.6731 feet. So as the snowboarder shoots off the half pipe, by the time he reaches 15 feet in the air, he's already traveled 16 feet down the half pipe. That's what this is saying. But it's also x is equal to negative 3.1959 plus 1.3992. Don't forget we're using that shortcut. That's all over negative 0.2756. That's then equal to negative 1.7967 over negative 0.2756. And this is approximately equal to 6.5192 feet. So he also, by the time he gets 15 feet in the air, He's also 6.5192 feet down the half pipe. So how can he be two distances? Well, whenever we have a quadratic equation, it makes a specific type of pattern, a graph. And that's called a parabola. It can either go up, in this case it'll go up because of a snowboarder going off into the air, or it can go the other way. It looks like it's smiling. But by the time he gets to 15 feet in the air, that happens at two spots. On the way up, and then of course on the way down. So that's why we have two distances here. At one point, he reaches one distance, and at another point, he reaches another distance. So the solution, at how far does he go down the half pipe by the time he reaches 15 feet in the air? Well, he hits 6.5192 feet, and then 16.6731 feet. And there we go.